Well, what's going on, YouTube? Different angle today. Driving. Hands-free. So don't worry. If you did worry, whatever. Come on, who hasn't freaking talked on their phone and drive? But anyway, I'm on my way to go see my grandparents, making up for lost time, if you will. And doing a video on now that the world lost a great human being today. Bob Barker, 99 years old. But let me tell you something. If I'm gonna live to be 99, I mean, what a way to go. You know, what a life he lived. Like he said, you know, how many people got to go to work every day and get a standing ovation? You know, it's great. Actually, Bob Barker is from my home state. Well, wasn't born here, but he grew up here on the Rosebud Indian Reservation. Look it up. It was actually really cool when I found that out years back. But yeah, you know, when you thought of the game show industry, I mean, Steve Harvey, obviously, but Bob Barker, he was just one of a kind, man. I mean, a legitimate argument can be made that The Price is Right hasn't been the same since he left. I mean, I know Drew Carey does a good job, and he does, but he's not Bob Barker. He never, you know, it just, there's only one original. So, yeah, 99 years old. That must be the magic number for celebrities, because Betty White was 2 weeks shy of 100. Now Bob Barker, he was a couple months. Well, his birthday was in December. We're in August, so about 4 months. But, you know, the way I look at it is, if you start living north of 90, you're on borrowed time anyway. So it's sad, but it's not a shock. It's one of them deals. But yeah, I mean, Bob Barker was just an icon. You know, he's a guy that everybody wanted to be around. You know, how many negative things have you ever heard about Bob Barker? Just like Betty White. Just a very likable person. Him and Betty White are almost identical when it comes to people loving him. I mean, no one's ever going to forget the Happy Gilmore scene where he beat the shit out of Adam Sandler. That was funny. First time I ever saw that, I died laughing. But, yeah. You know, this is what I tell you guys, that you got to enjoy life, man. Got to make the most of it. That's what I'm doing now. This is what I'm doing, you know. Because, now granted, Bob Barker, you saw this coming a mile away, but your life can be over like that. So, I mean, like I said, you know, it's, you can't take certain things for granted. You know, just like this, I know, but, I mean, come on. Look at that view. Look at this view. I mean, come on. How can you not enjoy that? You know, it's crazy when you're sober how much more things you enjoy. Or you almost see the world like in a different color, you know? But anyway, just a short video for you guys. Just giving you an update. You know, Bob Barker was one of a kind. He was a legend. You know, we've lost a lot of good people in the last couple of years, believe it or not. Betty White, John Madden, but now Bob Barker. God, I'm just trying to think off. Oh, Peter Mark Richmond. Probably don't remember him because he hasn't really acted much in the last 20 years, but another great actor, 93. And by the way, Clint Eastwood is 93. Hopefully he's the next one. Hopefully he can make it to 100 or at least 99. But again, like I said, when you start getting north of 90, I think you're on borrowed time. But that's a good life. I mean, if I can live to be 90 years old, I mean, I've lived a life already. I can't imagine being 80 or 90. The stories, I mean, he was born in 1923. Just think about that. Basically 100 years ago. Can you imagine how much different the world was back then? I mean, think about it. Bob Barker was in his 20s when World War II was going on. Can you imagine going from that to this world today? The transformation you've seen with the technology, and God, what a gift. What an experience. What a life to have. So sad Bob Barker's gone, but he left a fingerprint on this world for sure. Everybody loved that guy. Like I said, I never saw, I mean, if you can find something bad to say about Bob Barker, I'm sorry, you're just a flat out nasty person. Same thing with Betty White. You know. So rest in peace, Bob Barker. I'm honored to say that I was watching your game show when I was a kid. God, I hate them cars that do that shit. That should be illegal in this state. That gay shit. Well, excuse me, I'm not supposed to say that anymore. It's 2023, but it is. The little Hondas with the loud freaking exhaust, that is the gayest shit ever. I'm sorry. Newsflash, your wiener's still small. It ain't gonna change it. But anyway, I know that was way off subject, but rest in peace, Bob Barker. You had a hell of a life, a hell of a run. It was just awesome. You know, it was awesome I mean, like I said, I couldn't imagine the stories you could tell. I mean, oh my goodness. 100 years basically on this earth. Well, anyway, guys, quick little vlog, and we'll catch you soon.